Welcome back to the top 100 underrated R&B songs in the history of hip or R&B. The top 100 R&B songs, the top 100 R&B songs in R&B history. Let's get into it, man. Number 29, Fishnet. This came out. I had it in 1988. Look like what I see right here, 1987. So, yeah, but anyway, it came out in the late 80s. It was the biggest hit of Morris Day's solo career because obviously was at the time. He was the front man of the time. They did a lot of great things as a group. But this is solo stuff. It peaked at number one on the soul charts for about 2 weeks. So I decided to put that on the list, man. Number 29, man. I just think that song was definitely an underrated song in his career. Especially he was a solo artist, number one. He was no longer under the shadow of the time and the stuff that he did with things. There's some great things, obviously, a lot of great things. But this is very underrated. It topped the R&B soul charts. Minneapolis funk was fused in this song, DC Go Go, early jazz inflected hip hop rhythms. Um, gets overshadowed by his work with the time, his comedic persona. So it marked a mature musical shift that casual fans often overlook. And also the genre fusion, seamlessly blending a heavy drum shuffle, synth brass, a rock guitar bridge, with the structural nods to DC Go Go music, and it's produced by legendary hitmakers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Cutting edge that it had from R&B precision, 1987, and it was pre-New Jack Swing. Anticipated the jazzy hip hop influenced R&B and New Jack Swing movements that would dominate decades' final years. So Morris Day did his thing, man. This song was overshadowed by the legacy of the Bird, Triple Love. That's what he did at the time, and that they dialed back his usual over-the-top comedic flair to focus heavy on the groove, the musical execution, catching some radio audiences off guard. Now, seeing it came out in 1988. Lowe said 1987. So I might be right. I put 1988, 88 on it. That the song came out. So again, this song is underrated because it served as the pivotal sonic bridge between late 80s Minneapolis funk and the dawn of the New Jack Swing. No, it says right here it hit the charts in R&B number one in 1988. Obviously, we're shouting the stuff that Morris Day at the time, and it was a hidden gem for listeners. Obviously, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis did their thing on this song for its production, and again, it was the precursor to New Jack Swing. This rhythm track and hip hop adjacent swing, it predated the master swing of New Jack Swing that Teddy Riley would popularize just a couple years later. And it showed the maturity of Morris Day, because Morris Day, he was legendary for his comedic, ultra vain persona that he had at the time. The Fishnet stripped back the humor. It allowed him to deliver a raw, fiercely confident, genuinely sultry vocal performance that proved he was a powerhouse solo frontman. So that's the thing about it. When you go solo, it's a challenge. Michael Jackson, when he left the Jacksons, he did his thing, he did it well. As a solo, he's just better off solo. What I'm saying? Sometimes people not gonna get it. They do it right. Teddy Pendergrass, he's part of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. But Teddy Pendergrass was a guy that deserved to be solo. That's why he had so much success that he had. Himself, Morris Day had some success, obviously not as big as Teddy Pendergrass, but just being solo. Michael Jackson, obviously, he was in a group, the Jackson Five, but he left them, did his thing solo-wise. He blew up. He was so much better as a solo artist than being in a group. So certain artists, even Justin Timberlake, certain artists are just tailor-made to be solo instead of being in a group setting. So Morris Day definitely represented that with the song Fishnet. Thanks for hitting the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. So I'm done. I get back to it about 10 minutes from now. And keep on going with this countdown. We're going to move on up to number 28. As I continue to climb up the ladder to reveal to you the #1 underrated R&B song in R&B history, according to my book. So we're going to continue with number 28. About 10 minutes from now. What time is it? Yeah, 10 minutes from now. So talk to you soon.